Greetings, this is Frena Rudimentra. Uh, oh, shut up. Uh, I'm I'm currently recording outside and I'm subject to the noises outside, such as barking dogs who don't know when to say good night. Anyway, hey, uh, to, welcome to my latest review of Critical Role. Tonight I reviewed episode 55 of Campaign 3, Soccer Bell Cells, Hope Within History. Let us consult the journal. I really hope this is recording in the way it should be. Okay. Let's see. Uh, the only new announcement we didn't hear about is, well, besides the update on Midst, the podcasting, was this would have already happened by now. I would think. Clash of the Creators, where Marisha enters a boxing match against who the heck was she? Okay, hang on, it should be April 15th. Hang on, yeah, well, basically it's a fight. It's a boxing match for charity. I think it's just a single match, but good luck, and may the spirit of Bo be with you, or have been with you. It has long past. Okay. Hey, after a recap, once there we went into the recap of how Bell's Hells is after the disastrous assault on Mally's Key has been split with Fern, Calloway, Fresh Cut Grass, Imogen Tunnel, and Chitney Poc-O-Pea. He somehow go from being on the Continental Marquette to the of Walmart. Mm? Out have landed in the near the vicinity of the city of Utherdern, and after telling two new characters, uh, there's Diana the Chetney's ex, and another Amazon called F.R.I.D.A. Free. Stop saying free. Far-ranging integrated defense or Aorton, and then travel to the city of Uthadur in the Flocket Alps. Alps. There, after trying to get new information about what's going on in this, with all the steeple and stuff, and learning about all the different magical interferences with magic and enchantments going on. Where then heard a noise, which eventually led to a fighting the The Grand Disc section of Uthadern sealed off with the reports of attack from within the palace, snuck into there, finding guards, finding many casualties amongst the glass blades of the guard of Uthadern. And then facing the culprit, Umudara, a celestial beast creature with a spectral in the form of a spectral bull. Well, maybe not spectral, but ethereal-like bull, who they confronted in the room after a quick charge attack of it. Fern's dominate beast allowed it to stop the creature and calm down, and upon community found out it was just confused. It just suddenly it was last thing I remembered was it living in the curse these weird names forest, which is now the Savalier, and suddenly it's in this giant and just kind of, and eventually, with help with some convincing of the guards, was able to escort it out of the city. After that, they were praised stuff and were told to appear at noon next day for an audience with the king queen. After a night's rest, and they've quickly visited. And I'm going to start cutting stuff out of the recaps soon. They visited what was once Old Gar's chefs, where Chitney used to work uh, with his old partner Old Gar. Oh, I forget what the full name is. Uh, basic. Oh, his old partner Old Gar. After a falling out they had after he gave over part of their business to an elf, a, a very eccentric elf named. Where the frick is that guy's name? Of course, it's not actually in there. So, Drixel. Uh, they soon encounter. They found out that the shop, which is now uh, which is now called D&O's Toy Emporium, has been overrun with their inventory of Pion firebugs, fire bugs, which they use for special toy lanterns. Believe it. Once the enchantment that was holding them was unleashed, was undone during as a result of the Apathy Solstice, and without letting them know that Chitney was amongst them, were hired by Drixel and Olgar to clear the shop of the things, trying to recapture as many as possible together, and of also dealing with Drix's pet Crasslin, and they go in and have to face off against 5 swarms of these of the firebugs. Hugs with many impressive feat stuff, including use of different things like telekinesis, spiritual weapon, other things, to move them into snares, or some cases just fry them with stuff like inflict wounds and guiding bolt. And once these firebugs were dealt with, they then went to the room where to look for their the worm-like creature, which is said to be lava, finding a cocoon it made itself. Thus, and after a dawn spell, revealed that upon the very ceiling of that room where it's kept, it is there, fully grown in this giant arachnid-like form. After a brief battle, including some burns when this caused by making it bleed, the fern polymorphs it back into its larval form. And while initially having an interesting idea to just leave it, hide it somewhere, for it to later to later for later for the polymorph to time out, preferably while Drixlux is there so he could finish him off. They do some investigation of Drix's quarters and finds many ledgers and stuff of their supplies, indicating that a lot of the actual physical construction toys are done in in Shady Creek in child sweatshops. Oh, on top of that, they even find counterfeit uh, wills of Oathgar, which says that give the entirety of his shop to him should he pass untimely and stuff. After deciding not to let the creature change back there because other people besides Drix will get hurt, Fern does a bad dash out to get out of the city, and Planko drops it off cliff. Spotlight said that Planko drops it, the fall damage quickly is undone before it gets to the bottom. It goes back and chases Fern, where who gets managed to get to the gates where the defensive ballista finish it off. And after revealing some of Drix's adversities to Ogar, after Chippy reveals himself, Drew, they've convinced him to just sell the shop to Drix and just move on and restart another city or something. Right now, the place and stuff, it took a lot of damage in the fight. The stuff, all they have very good equipment is, so he and part of the shop with him is going down. So just get what you can for it, and before it hits the fan. But in my previous videos, I didn't know, but frequently they refer to they mispronounce their names as Old Fart, and I can't believe I'm going to actually say this, Dicklick. And after that, and basically setting up a path to basically become Exandria's Santa, they then head to their meeting at the Grand Cast Citadel. I mean, and that's done with the review. Sorry, I still am learning how to do this. Upon there, while getting there, they're getting very good described vibes amongst the people for what they've done today with Umadara. They discuss what else could be have been released, but thanks to the certain enchantments go down, and wondering if perhaps Plain Rider Rin may have been freed from his I forget, was Rin a boy or girl? A male or female? We'll say they. No, it can't be. Is a is the tiefling? I think it's been a while. I think he was a tiefling. I'm petrified now. And so, is he alright? Because I think he may his stat. While he's petrified, he may have lost an arm. Let's see. Also speculating whether or not the king and queen are a married couple. From what I could tell, like they call it diarchy. I think these are just like co-rulers. They're separate royal lines. While they're awaiting the king and queen, Fern. There's a bit of flirting between Fern and this dwarf called Decivon Kamash, which I swear I've heard before, but I don't know. After that, they are met by the Crimson Warley and are decreed protectors of the diarchy and receive both a monetary or and are asked for if they have any other reasonable requests. Uh, Chetney gave him a carved bowl he made himself to honor things. At one point, there was some sort of insight check, I think, to try to determine about what the nature of the relationship was between the king and queen. Uh, Whispers, which we never found, actually got information on. The king explains that Umadara was one of the spirits that watched over the citizens when the elven citizens of the fallen. Uh, I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation. Mal- Malays Mir and El and Elven Sea there, where the elven population of Uthar News lived before it fell. Oh, and they also mentioned how I guess when they tried the guards up, and this just rose the stake. Here's one that really raised the stakes. Resurrection magic is currently out of the question. It's or uh, oh, while there, they they also reveal like some of the misdealings of Drixelic, Drixelic, And then they talk about what they know, like how this may have been caused by Ludinus and stuff, and get some interesting backstory. Ludinus used to live in Melasmere. Yeah, that's it. Melasmere. And, and they talk about how was built upon over a subterranean font of magic, but something went wrong. To this. This there the magic wand, and it started the corruption of the Savalier or of the force, which caused it to now be known as the Savalier. Air. Also, since they now know there and that Ludinus was there, and that this also happened to happen, they now suspect that he had a hand in what happened, and possibly was a first earlier attempt uh, upon releasing Predathos, the God Eater. The part explains how they were in Marquette stuff, and they just start taking interest in perhaps because of all the connections they seem to be starting problem to go to the ruins of Melasmere and try to research, see any artifacts and stuff and evidence of figure out what happened. Hmm. They talked about how they were originally in Marquette stuff, the tethering of Rudis. And basically asked the king for for means to arrange travel of them to get to Malazir to research. And they were going to bring out a map, which got them all excited stuff. But they didn't actually have the map in the studio, which really annoyed Sam which is a shame for him because he just revealed his latest uh, tank, mm, uh, the Fernie Poppins nanny for hire. It's blurring the images, but I thought it goes on. Say have experience with fire monkeys, with flaming monkeys, and larva. Yay! Welcome, and saying the enemy means she's a nanny you could, and this is referred to what happened to the bug. Nanny you could fall in love with. Okay. Okay. After that, and receiving more gifts, including a voucher to basically shop for free at what was it? Uh, I have it here. Wait, excuse me. More about this. Oh, before yes, that's right. Before they talked about that, they also talked about how the FPC socials, according to all their shit, should have finished by now. It seems for the time being, this is just continuous. It will not stop. Up stuff. They discussed moving travel. Perhaps seeking aid from from the Odaka orc people of oh, is it here? Okay, bear with me. I'm trying to pronounce this while reading my own handwriting. To the Bor of Boroff. The it's spelled weird too. Borth. Okay. There's some orcs I can seek help with from. Mm, they were warned of to be on alert for raiders and corrupted entities of the cellar. If they take a route, they could also take a raft down the Boreal Omen River and stuff. The ruins are in the heart of the Savalier. They say that it'll take a roughly 1 week's travel to get there, and which coincidentally will probably put them means from there and back, depending on how long it takes, will get put them roughly around the same return time as those sent out to investigate the places where normally they could magically travel to. So that's their new plan. They get a gift certificate for oh, I haven't. uh Catlin the Delphin the, uh Clothiers, and also receive +1 missile half-plate armor. So quite generous rulers, quite generous. Then they go back to the to see the research they paid for at the Vellum Steeple. My there they also discuss who else they make what things there. Going into the Vellum Steeple and raising Jacobi. A a stuff. They also discussed like how some of the Paragon's Paragon's call it all is handling this because a lot of them do actually worship the Raven Queen, and they're wondering what these are who joins a lot of God haters. What makes the Raven Queen? And none of them, and unfortunately, a Briad's uh, history or religious check fails, so they can't reveal that the Raven Queen was originally a mortal. There, and also so the also on the way, a a F.R.I.D.A reveals to that he might be developing a crush on F.C.G. stuff, which gets her very excited. Stuff. They're not excited when he asked so about her. He said, and he questioned, "Well, I'm just an OX. Like you've seen how he's looking at Ferdinand." So he goes, "I've seen. But I've also seen how he's looking at you." Free responds, and so it's up in the air. I don't think Chetney's gonna be. God's sakes, not sure. I'm not sure if Chetney will get be in a relationship at any point of this. Um, because we all know Travis hates really like actual true like romance and stuff. They were all shocked when 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 Ford was able to have actual romantic scenes with Jester. And the group and the two runs I was split up are going to Jackie Marcel's place. The rest go to Steeple. At the Steeple, they are. Oh, that's the king. Sorry, Ludus. And they meet once again with Scribe Warden Riza Uvas Uvas Uvas. Though that's the one thing about fantasy that gets me, the names. And who has compiled a dossier on Lu- Ludus and who gives it them. And they try to get asked to receive any all relations they have, information that might be useful for their trip to the Savalier and the ruins of Molesme. And I refer to the chief auditor of the what's it for the Kenny probably not gonna be any Kanash Sir Sir Volden Sarah Volden for the uh, Deanna's not controlling because she just claimed from freaking Isle Cross. Excuse me. Creatures that shift and mutate. They, yeah, they're talking about the dangers of the Savalier Charles that's speaking to him and Mego. And then upon reading So there's another whisper. There's like 3 whispers in this episode. There was a brief side note that Abria's beanie was actually knitted by Sam's wife. Just a cute little thing. I thought I should have some. If you want to see just look up the actual episode. There's a link in the description. And they talk about how during the war between on in Wama on Wama, the war between the Jewish Dominion and the Do uh, Dominion Do in the Empire stuff, and how one night in he originally came how Ludus originally came from Evoldo and is Silra, and how the event that gained him prominence in the Empire, the eve of Crimson Midnight. During the war stuff, many of the mages of the two sides went and fought each other stuff, and Ludus was considered a hero for its efforts, and I think winning it for the Dual Empire. And it was after that he started approaching people about forming the Cerberus Assembly. Then we go to back after learning all this. We then flash to F.R.I.D.A and F.C.G. And F.R.I.D.A starts learning about some of the F.C.G's past, like how he once had someone special, which was Dancer, but he nearly killed her, which definitely would have raised an eyebrow if he had one. And after stuff, this version leads to this a F.R.I.D.A actually kissing F.C.G. I think originally going for her cheek, but after getting shot, the surprise stuff, F.C.G just rotates to make it one of the lips. I'm sure he would, and Sam indicated that they might have been attempted tongue, but then Matt re-insists his stance that F.C.G does not have a tongue. I support Matt in this wholeheartedly. Then they go and meet the no, he was a gnome. Yeah, Jacoby. And basically, and after they're introduced and uh, stuff. His shop is full of like scavenged materials and stuff, like black metals and things. It reminds them of Imogen. It the mechanic guy from the Hellcatch. I forget the one who gave them their vehicle for the death race. After F.C.G allows us to briefly examine, then is asked to integrate the new mithril armor to upgrade his chest. See, and even briefly discuss about possibility of installing those legs, the attachment to the wheels. Oh shit! Is 11 already? I can hear a clock tower in this. Anyway, after one thing saying it's a discussion where F.R.I.D.A takes off his faceplate and actually he prefers it is that and if she just no stuff to go and F.R.I.D.A just checks uh, underneath uh, F.C.G's faceplate and finds another just like how F.R.I.D.A has the thing for far-ranging integrated uh, defense automaton. F.C.G also has a destination behind his faithful caregiver. There, I hope they do a little short stuff on the how. So after that, they went to the break. There was the trailers for Miss and the Critical Role Foundation. Till the last gasp. Stuff about the merch and stuff. Uh, basically everything. Oh, the one thing they had is like new minis and stuff for box set stuff. Okay. After the break, we see the other half part, the organic part of the group walking along. Chetney questions Imogen on her feelings toward her mother. Her, but and she said it's kind of sweet. Not only is she on her side, but whenever she had the dream of the storm, she could hear the voice of her mother. It was the voice of her mother she heard, giving her strength to flee to escape it. And now, what the storm was trying to accomplish, she helped aided in intentionally. And they're wondering if the rest of the Rudisborn, the ones who were of the Ruby Vanguard who were willing serving, what happened to them? Are they now Raylora? The stuff. Uh, uh, Flashback to the Aortons and admiring the new armor and stuff. Saying how he feels light and stuff. I believe there's actually enough. It improves F.C.G's stealth score. They talk about how their arcane batteries could be used for other purposes and get some various things to help with the experimentation. Diana quickly visits a temple to the Godfather. And I know there probably won't be any images of there. Yeah. The insists that feel like their connection to gods, like they can still feel the connection to the god there to Palor. Yeah. So the gods are still there, but they're described as now distant. Now we come to the fun part. Where they get to Catelyn's clothier, who greets everyone for new customers and stuff. But then is aghast when they claim that they got something like like it's a front when they claim to have something that allows them to shop for free there. But then is stunned when they actually produce it. Like, here's like a brief shoot of their new clothing. Not quite sure how accurate it is. To I think this is more stylized. And they ordered clothes. Uh, I didn't pull up those pictures. I did go out to uh, the stats, the critical crit roll stats, and got pictures of their new things. Though I had to clip out stuff so not to spoil certain things to you. Well, I will say one thing. It did show the new looks of the rest of the party, which you had to assume they would be getting new looks too, for fairness. Chutney's gets a bit. They order new clothes, and Chutney gets a velvety, stretchable, hooded tracksuit. Stretchy because he wants it. Wants it to survive the werewolf change. Imogen gets a full-length, long-sleeve, flowy dress with a leather body piece underneath, a, a cropped leather hooded overcoat. Note. I think she specifically has asked for removal of sleeves for when to get into warmer climates, and also so she could always look at her lightning bolt arms. Freya gets a duster just like Frida, but instead of a dark green, it's a dark blue. Dia gets a stretchy green bodysuit and stuff. And Abria just did describe that 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 Dia sort of has a Pixar mom look, like kind of lower center of body mass. Hmm. Frida just gets his coat repaired and adds F.C.G's name to it. They move fast. Fern asks for the finest top drawer fabric to make of her but things, but legless. She already has fur on her legs, so and get matching. The one also had to get matching corsets. So even getting one for Lagna. And Jetney orders a basically asks Dion to knit him a sweatband. And Fur requests a knit wrap. The clothing will be ready shortly, though I don't think they. I'm not sure if they. Don't remember if they pick him up this episode or not. Actually, And a little bit about gaming. They asked about F.R.I.D.A F.C.G's day. So, apparently, they talk about why Deanna Frida went to Isocross. It was about his see if it had any connection to his dream. But the place is described as crawling with monsters and soldiers. And after getting confirmation that they really do want to come with them to Molasmir, keep in mind that they no longer. They're right now. Right now in the world, it's a YD YD. You dead, you dead. That's crazy. Then they go for they get ready for the project, but and return back to. Mhm. That stuff. When they go back to do so, Fern briefly prays to the Wild Mother to see if she can get connection to. But she's never really prayed before, so she doesn't know how to do. She starts off the prayer with "Hey, bitch." So you're lucky, Milord probably has something more things to deal with. Bigger things to deal with. Fern, you're really lucky. And she doesn't even know if Melora is still around or they don't know. We don't know what's happening with the gods. Like some of the followers still claim that they're around. They can still sense the gods, but yes, this okay. She does at least apologize for the bitch pit thing. I forgot about this bit. So, Fern basically gives Chetney something. It says, with the end, it says, if you don't make a move on that woman, I'm going to. Uh, Frida and Frida and F.C.G go into Frida's room, and when they're going stuff, they reveals that used to be a kid's room, and the walls are like real thin, and they go to put their ears out to listen to what happens. It's simply they just talk a little bit and stuff. Say how they may just like hold shut down like while holding hands, like go to sleep mode. And after a quick drawing of Frida quickly draws S.C.G doing while he's doing something like a attempt at a sexy pose. You could, if you're wondering, it's right there in the picture and in the was the thumbnail of this video. Oh, okay, Gaki. When they wake up, they and Deanna makes another buffet. This time, much bigger, even more bigger, saying they need to carbo load for the long journey. Oh yes, they look at the gloves they attained the previous day. Weave piercer gloves, which work as arcane focus. They give a +2 to spell attack rolls, though not spell DC. They they prepare to leave. One outside they quickly they do a quick side detour to visit the small temple to the matron of ravens, where they ask if they can still feel it. Once again, getting the same thing, like they feel her, but she's but distant, and then probably have the door shut in their faces. And the episode concludes with them going and buying and naming 6 flock goats. Those are large. Uh, Diana gets one called Jerry, who is by far the fluffy stuff. She specifically asked for the fluffy stuff so she could shave it and get new knitting materials. Not too much. You're still in a very cold environment. Please. Yeah, I'm trying to remember which one has which. I didn't list who has what. Let me just check. Ah, here we go. Oh, good grief. Okay. Yeah, they buy out the Gorms like the Belle, older and more experienced, soft gray wool, uh, soft dove gray wool was Irjin. Oh yes, the big round boy, the big roundest, like plumpest one for Fern, which she named Donny Boy. The prettiest one with brown and white spots for F.C.G. Fabio. I talked about. Oh shoot! I think I just got spoiled. Uh, uh, Musky, like which is Tepnese, which is the most muscular, and Patchwork was. And with that, they are on their way to cross the Flocket, Flocket Alps. On the way to on their way to Malasmir, and with and that's how the episode ends. And with this review comes normally I have one do like a single homebrew at the end, but for this is technically going to be I'm going to be looking at only one page, but it'll technically be 8 homebrew items, just variants. Uh, First item, not actually on the page of it, is the boomerang of life stealing. Does once it does if, upon hitting a target, its target, and doing its damage, unless the monster be undead or construct. It sort of absorbs the damage, and the first creature to pick up the boomerang is healed the same amount of damage as dealt. Uh, Boomerang is a ranged weapon, and creatures proficient with the javelin are also proficient with this weapon. Oh, and on miss, if the boomerang misses, it of course goes back to the hand of the thrower. No, the reason why I this and then there is like there's the standard version, then there's also a +1, +2, and +3, and then there's the Kukiri version, where it's the boomerang. It also is like a Kukiri blade. It's like a blade from India. Like it sort of has a bend at the top. It says and the inside of the curve is sharp. In this case, it does, and instead when it hits, does the same. I guess you could also use a standard melee, but the Kukui boomerang as a melee or a range, and it does the same damage as a short sword, 1d6. Same properties, like whoever picks up first receives the last damage dealt from it. And this also has a +1, +2, +3 version. Now, I'm going to add this in a little later sometimes, but there's actually an optional rule for DMs. One reason why I didn't make is that this item can be attuned with, but doesn't require it to get the magical properties. I specifically left out attunement as a way to balance it because once the boomerang hits, whether it be the sharp or the blunt one, it it will fall ground or like stick to the target, meaning that once if it like whoever the even if they don't know how to use it, the enemy could always pick it up or like pull out, and since then they'd be holding it now, the healing probably would go then and undo the damage that just happened. Now, as I said, or as optional, you can attune this. It won't. It you can still use it and have the magic property work without attunement, but with attunement, it will only you will receive healing. Only you could heal it when picking it up once pick it up. I hope you like this homebrew, and at this point, I could go with how you tolerated my review. But thank you for joining me. This is Freenet. Actually, real quick, uh, here are okay, real quick. Well, you probably saw this already, stuff, but the sexy pose. And then here's like the new looks. You know, Chitney, Poc-O-Pea, F.C.G. Hey, go for the. Oh, come on! I did Dion too. Ferns, Envision's new look. I assume this is much more accurate. It Frida just looks the same, and I don't want to bring up the stats because I don't want to spoil too much. Anyway, the new look stuff. This is this is the new one. The new knittings and stuff. And that's all for this review. I thank you for joining me. This is F.R.I.D.A half at the F.R.I.D.A, and I wish thee good fortune on the quest of life.